Bom dia, como vai? So here's the thing. First, listen, nobody's paying me to make this video. Pimsleur is not paying me to make this video, but I have this responsibility, not just to people who are my friends coming to Brazil, but to my friends all over the world who are trying to become bilingual, learn one other language, or people who want to become a polyglot, learn 3 languages. Hey, good morning, Brother Howard. We need to have you back up to talk about a couple more things in fitness that have come up recently, especially now that some people are thinking about going back to the gym. But I had a weekend to work with another program to review it. And the program is called Fluenz, F-L-U-E-N-Z. And I want to tell you why it's not as good as Pimsleur. And I want to start by going down a few things that they did right. I want to actually go down a list of things that Fluence does better than Pimsleur. Because Pimsleur doesn't do that many things. And it doesn't do that many things on purpose. Because, well, let's do it this way. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. And if anybody here has anything that they've been working on with Fluenz or Pimsleur and you want to chime in, let me know. So here's where we are. Pimsleur, oh, excuse me. Let's do it this way. Hold on, we got a comment. I'm trying to super chat, but it's asking for my Apple Pay ID. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know either. I just, I had some friends decide to say, listen, you really should turn this on. I've never turned on super chats or monetization or anything like that before, so I turned it on over the weekend, and we'll see what happens. So I appreciate that. So yeah, figure it out and then tell us what you did. Make it work. I don't know. I want to show you a couple of things. One thing I want to show you is that Fluenz and Pimsleur, you can get both of them. You can get both of them on your phone. And so what I want to do is show you real quick. Fluenz, this is where you can get it. You can get it on the Google Play Store, F-L-U-E-N-Z. Here are some of the screen pictures from it. And I want to tell you right off the bat, I mean, from the word go, Fluenz is way cooler than Pimsleur. Like the interface, the way it looks, it's got a coolness factor to it that is, maybe in my younger days that would have been a tipping point. But I can tell you, it makes a difference when you look at them. Fluenz is way better with the color scheme, with the presentation. It has a wow factor to it. You can't really beat that. You can't really beat that first, oh my goodness, that first, oh, what is this? And here's the thing, Fluenz does a couple of things that Pimsleur doesn't. Let's just say both of them one-to-one, they want to teach you how to speak another language. But Fluenz does 3 things. You do a couple of different exercises in the same half-an-hour period. One of the reasons I wanted to compare these was because it gives you the ability to compare 2 programs that are about a half an hour each. Now, with Fluenz, you're going to do 3 things inside that half an hour. You're going to listen to a brief part of a conversation, fair enough. Then you're also going to do a few other things. You're going to do matching, meaning they put the Portuguese phrases on one side, the English phrases on another side. You draw and match, pulling lines. You do the listen and repeat, meaning they say, bom dia, good morning, and then you say, bom dia, good morning. They have another section that's called listen and type. And what that means is that there are words that will come up on audio, and you have to type those words in Portuguese on the screen. They also have another section called read and translate, meaning they give it to you in Portuguese on the screen, then you have to translate it, either audio or typing, into, well, what does that mean in English, and vice versa. Here it is in English, and we're going to ask you to translate that now into Portuguese. And it does all those things, and it does them well. It has cool backgrounds of iconic places in Brazil while you're doing it. There is, now in the beginning, you get someone who is fluent in Portuguese, and then as you go to the higher levels, they give you a native Portuguese speaker as your coach who comes in for the, hi, today's lesson will be boom, boom, boom. Now, one thing I will give them a lot of credit for, they speak the articles, o senhor, things like that, the this, the that. In Portuguese, things have articles that we don't necessarily in English, and you just have to learn them. There is no magic to it. However, they do speak those articles a little slower, because when you go in with Pimsleur, you're in a situation where, let's do this. Let's see, hold on. Brother Akeem, can I learn Portuguese as a Spanish speaker on Fluence? I don't know, but hold on a second. I got something for you. I just saw this, this is what I like to call, those life goals, those polyglot goals. Let's call it, listen, anybody who's been here for a while knows I can't type and talk at the same time, so y'all gonna have to, you're gonna have to figure that out. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna share the Pimsleur website with you, because I know that Pimsleur does have something called Spanish for Portuguese speakers. And my goal is, after I get all the way through all the 5 levels of Pimsleur, what I'd like to do is get to, let's see, boom. Come on. Can you guys see this? So it should be Spanish, Latin America. You don't want to go with the continental Castilian. They've got Spanish, and they've got, oh, come on. I'm looking for it. Hold on a second. I'm going to find it for you. Because I know it's here. In any case, Spanish for Portuguese speakers is a thing on Pimsleur. My goal is to get all the way up there with the Portuguese, and then go into the learning Spanish as I'm speaking Portuguese to do it. So the answer is, I don't know on Pimsleur. I don't know. I do know. I mean, I don't know on Fluence, but I do know on Pimsleur. I'm going to find that for you, Brother Akeem. When are you going to come back and chat with me? Where are you right now in the world? I know you and I are these two guys who love to go around the world and back again. If I'm not mistaken, Brother Akeem, you promised me a tank top with your company brand on it. See, I would put your company on the screen right now and tell them all to go follow you on Instagram. But since I haven't got my tank top yet with your company logo on it, so I can be like, suns out, guns out, so no, maybe not enough carrot, maybe too much carrot and not enough stick. So no shout out for Brother Akeem Tolson, who you should definitely not look up on Instagram. You should definitely not follow his brand until he gives me a tank top with his company on it. Brother Chris, hey, what's up? Hope all is well. I use Pimsleur for Spanish and Portuguese simply. Yeah. But now here's what I want to do. I don't want to make it sound like I'm just trying to sink Fluence. Fluence teaches you reading, writing, and speaking in the course of 30 minutes with a smaller conversation. Okay, but when I said earlier that Pimsleur only does a couple of things, but it does those things extraordinarily well, I'm going to give you, first I'll give you guys a look at what it looks like on your phone. Oh, now all of a sudden you got my tank top. Well, you have my address too. I want to show you guys, Pimsleur is up to now 51 languages. This interface is 3 colors. It's blue, darker blue, and another darker blue. And it's got a little clock on it to measure 25 minutes. I mean, to measure 30 minutes. Let me say that again. Not sexy. Why is Pimsleur not sexy? Pimsleur does one thing for 30 minutes. From word go, in the first 5 minutes, They're giving you sentences. You're going to hear a conversation between two people. They're going to break down each sentence. Then inside the sentence, they're going to break down the pronunciation of each word. Now you say that word. And I can tell you the biggest jumps for me were, first off, lesson 1, because by the end of lesson 1, you can't believe you actually just spoke with moderately good pronunciation, because they break down the way the words are spoken. You've just spoken a language that you may have never spoken again in your life. I mean, spoken before in your life. 2, by the time you, hey, Reigning Woman, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. You know what, Reigning Woman, you just reminded me too that Brother Howard Cooper, he said he was going to join my Patreon. I want to show everybody this. Where is it? My Patreon is where I put things that are a lot less fun than YouTube. And I want to be clear about this. Patreon is for things that are not this much fun. Patreon is where I put a lot of hardcore information. I have 3 different levels. Normally, this level at $100 a month is for people who need to be able to call me at any given time to ask questions about what I put up. Paperwork. I mean, a good chunk of what I do now is helping people learn how to live internationally. I'll show you some of the more popular things that I've done. How to subject matter expert, how to take what you know and turn it into something that you can use to teach and live internationally. Oh, this sitting in luxury. I have a friend who taught us how she gets paid to babysit luxury homes, step by step, how she gets paid to do that. What's another big one? Another big one that gets a lot of foot traffic. That one, dang. How to get background checks for immigration and expat visas. A lot of people don't know. I'm in Brazil. I'm a permanent resident in Brazil. And a lot of people don't understand that that's not something you just jump out the window and do. It takes preparation and planning. It can be done in any country. But if you don't have somebody to teach you the step-by-step, in America first, before you even think about the country you're going to, if you don't have somebody showing you step-by-step how to get what you need from that country, from the United States, in order to then get a visa someplace else, you're kind of lost. And I focused heavily on being somebody that can come forward a lot of that information, you know, and I'm proud to be able to do that. What I'll do is I'll put deep info on. I'm not saying that Patreon isn't fun, but my Patreon is to give people information. Like, Patreon is where people come to get the goods on how I managed to have multiple sources of income, how I managed to live in more than 15 countries throughout my life, the paperwork necessary, the lifestyle things that are necessary, because it's not all just hanging out in the sun. It's just not. I mean, I think I'll have a lot more followers if I was promising you, hey, we got beaches, sand, and all you got to do is come on down. No, I'm not about that 2-week vacation. I'm about living a lifestyle that travels the globe. So, and we all say good morning to you too. I just want to put this back up there in case anybody forgot. Remember, he said on July 6th, he's got my tank top. So I'm going to get you my address, and we're going to see how long it takes for me to get that tank top. So let's go back to Pimsleur and what Pimsleur does. Now, I'm not here to compare number of languages taught, because that's not fair. Just teach what you can teach and get good at it. By the way, I believe Pimsleur is a little bit more expensive. Pimsleur, to get all 5 levels, is $575. Now, if any of my friends want my coupon code to get my Pimsleur account and what I have, email me at YusefWateef@gmail.com, and I might be able to help you. If I wink any harder, my eyeball's gonna fall out. So you know what, I'm gonna give you an example. Right here we have written out, here's why I look at Pimsleur as superior. It is not sexy. It does not give you the opportunity to read and to write and to type. It doesn't do any of those things at all. What it does do is from word go. It teaches you how to speak the language. Pimsleur's claim to fame, and I've heard no such thing from my friends who deal with Fluence. They said, if you give me 3 30-month periods, because each group is 30 lessons. You do that for 3 months, you should be able to get off the airplane any place in the world. You might not be able to sit down and write out a job application, you might not be able to pick up a newspaper and read it, but you can walk up to anybody on the street and say, excuse me, this is what I'm looking for. This is where I'm going. Here's my address. Can you get me a taxi? Here's what I want to eat, and have what I call coffee table level conversation. Now, to give you a quick illustration on what, let's see, give you a quick illustration of what the first Pimsleur lesson is. You see that? Excuse me, blah, blah, blah. That's the whole first class. That's it. That's 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes, they break down sentence by sentence, pronunciation. But now let's just skip to lesson 11. Like, let's say you got past the first 10. Now you're at lesson 11. This is where you are. After 11 lessons, which totals 10 half-an-hour periods. And look at the jump, because you're constantly going back, saying things that you learned earlier. Now, let's say you get down deep into the 20s. Now you're looking to get to that 30 mark. Let's say you're down, where am I? Let's say, this is 25. Look at all that. And you're not reading it and you're not writing it. You simply speak it. You get up and you say it. And that's another thing that I do. I do every lesson twice. I tell people all the time, I'm not going to take that class just once. They say half an hour a day. That's kind of not true. What you want is you take it once and then take it again directly after that, or do it again at night, the same lesson. But you do that for 30 days, and that's the difference. I want to be clear. I would suggest, when would I suggest Fluenz? Here's the comparison that I make. And if my math is wrong, tell me. Let me say this again. If my math is off, I want you to tell me, please, in the comments. If I spend 30 days learning Pimsleur, I get 30 days of, 99.9% pure Portuguese. They've got a couple of, repeat this. What does this word mean? Do you remember? Okay? But if I'm learning Fluenz after 30 days, I will have done 10 days of typing, 10 days of reading, and 10 days of speaking, because each lesson is still broken up into the same 30-minute period. Now, maybe my math is wrong. Maybe my math, and by the way, like I said, their interface is way cooler than Pimsleur. But maybe my math is, oh, here, look, if you look at the screen, that's how they do their lessons. See that? The drag and drop. You got a cool calendar. You've got play the word and hear it. But one of the things about Pimsleur is once you're in Portuguese zone, you're in Portuguese zone. So tell me if my math is wrong. If in 30 days, I have one class per day with Fluenz, and that class is broken up into roughly a third speaking, a third reading, and a third typing, at the end of 30 days, I will have only done 10 days of speaking, along with 10 days of typing and 10 days of reading. Whereas with Pimsleur, at the end of 30 days, you've done 30 days of just grinding it out in Portuguese. And I want to be clear. I hurt myself in the beginning. I'll tell you something that I did. I figured out that if I go on and put the Pimsleur on my phone, I can slow it down. Instead of being 100% speed, I slowed it down to 90% speed. Now that I'm later into the game, I don't know if that was a good thing or not, because it's better to listen to that same first lesson over and over and over again and learn how to say it the way they do, instead of slowing it down so you can get your 2 lessons in and move forward. I don't know. Does anybody have, let's see. Oh, thank you. Reigning Woman always makes it a point to make sure that people know who and what I do. And actually, this is relevant to learning another language. For a lot of you who have been with me for a while, you know this is something I did privately, but now you all know it's something I do publicly. I do expat relocation, meaning I help people who are moving out of the United States and into Brazil, and I have a partner that I'm developing a great working relationship with who does the same thing in the Dominican Republic. And I help people get from A to B. I show them the paperwork. I show them it's not quick and easy. I show them what to prepare. I show them what to do. And if you look at my, where are we here? If you look at my LinkedIn right here, everybody feel free to add me on LinkedIn. My name is YusefWateef. I'm the same guy everywhere. I don't have any clever pseudonyms, or, I say things under one name and it's just me. But I tell people all the time, catch me on LinkedIn. and look at two things. Actually, the second thing you should look at, no, wait, you know what? Screw that. We're going to go to the first thing you should look at. The first thing I want everybody to look at is never my resume. The first thing is look at recommendations. This is where other business professionals put their name and reputation and company on the line saying, YusefWateef is legit. He's who he claims to be. After that, okay, go all the way back up. You can look at what I do now. A good chunk of this has been expat relocation services. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but here is some of the top stuff. Residency and visa permit applications, processing Brazilian identification documents, taxpayer ID numbers, Brazilian social security number, business ID number, national immigration identification numbers, work documents. All that is a result of me living in Brazil for 5 years and hiring great Brazilian staff to work with me through that process. And by the way, wherever you are, make sure you do the like, share, subscribe. Subscribe, hit the bell. I remember when you didn't have to do all this, but make sure you click subscribe and share this somewhere, right? Share this on your Facebook or on your Twitter or on your Instagram, someplace like that, because it's critically important. This is how the channel has grown. This is how I've gotten to meet so many amazing people. And I really appreciate you guys. I love you for it. And I say thank you because I've been able to, we focus on 3 things here. We focus on international things, not just my life in Brazil, but internationally as a rule. We focus on my favorite subject, which is money. Money is an amazing slave to have. I love money. Money has been good to me because I learned as a very young financial professional how to work with it. And I do a lot of talking about that. And I also talk a lot about social issues. A lot of the things that have been going on in the world for years, long before what's going on now. My channel has been a place where my friends and I get together to talk about a lot of major social things. And they've gotten heavier as of late, but I tell everyone this, what I'd like you to do is subscribe to my channel for a month. If you don't like it, that's cool, but give me a month, because in that month, I'm sure I'm gonna say a few things that royally just piss you off, but I'm also gonna say a few things that you find interesting, and that's why I hope you stick around. And I wanna say thank you. Once again, I appreciate how far this channel has come. If you have any questions at all, if you want any feedback on anything that I have done that you want more of, let me know. That's what I'm here for. All right. So I hope all of you have a safe day, right? That's the most important thing. Be safe, please. Be safe. Safe not just in the context of wearing masks, but safe in the way you live your lives, safe in the people that you hang around with. You know, you can't be the only person around you that takes their future, their health, both financially and physically seriously. Be safe, be around other safe people, even though they're not necessarily the easiest to be around, because we're always thinking about, hey, what if this goes wrong? And hey, what if this goes right? All right. Well, listen, I'm going to click off now. I appreciate all of you. See, boom, boom, boom. Bye-bye.